welcome back to You, Me, and the Community, a show that focuses on publicizing nonprofit organizations and their purpose for serving the community. Again, I'm your host, Jeffney Gray. Thanks for joining us. Our second group featured on the show today is a not-for-profit organization dedicated to the welfare of all animals. Well, if you guessed the Northeast Arkansas Humane Society, you are correct.
Welcome to the Humane Society, and I'm going to show you around. I'm going to start with our cat room here. This room is where we keep our cats that are available for adoption. I do have another room where we isolate everybody. All the new ones that come in have to be isolated for 2 weeks, so just to make sure they're not sick or anything. But these are the cats that we have here. This one right here, she's my favorite. This is Madeline. She likes to lick like she's a dog. She's been here longer than anybody right now, as far as cats go.
I mean, I just love them. I've had a cat for the longest time, and then I moved on campus, and I don't have an animal in there anymore, or at campus, so it's kind of like I'm living vicariously through them.
This leads to our dog kennel. It's a little loud, so. They just fed them, so most of them may be outside, but we'll take a walk through and kind of show everybody, and then we'll go outside and see our outside. This leads to our outside kennels where everybody goes during the day while we're cleaning.
People connect with animals and their new home. It's very exciting, very rewarding to see that.
This is our intake room. This is where our puppies are isolated for 2 weeks when they come in new. And this is Mama, but her name is really Wayne. And her puppies are in here. She's got 11. 11 puppies. This is our ISO room. This is where our smaller dogs and our cats are isolated for 2 weeks. And they come in.
We're always needing volunteers. We really need to walk the dogs, just to hang out, socialize the dogs, pet the cats, brush the cats. We always take donations of food, kitty litter, monetary donations are good. But really, just if you have a little bit of time, come out and spend it with some animals. They love the socialization.
Every staff member we run into as well has been super helpful. They take really good care of the dogs. They treat them very well. So we knew that even though he was going to be ours in a few weeks, he was going to be in good hands every day until then, and we've been nothing but impressed because we've been here almost every day for the past 5 or 6 days now, and yeah, we're really happy.
It's hard to explain. It's just like they're so peaceful, and it's just like, especially when I'm having like a really, really bad day, you can just pick up a little kitten and just love on it, and there's just no better feeling. I can't really explain it, but they listen, and they don't talk back, and they're soft. So they're easy to get along with.
From the NEA Humane Society here in Jonesboro, let's welcome the Executive Director, Mrs. Margaret Shepard. How you doing? It's okay.
Nice.
Hey, it's nice to meet you too. We're going to have a beautiful morning. Now, people here at the Humane Society, they think animals. Everybody loves animals. I'm an animal lover. But what is the Humane Society in your own words?
Well, it's a safe place for the animals that are strayed, just to have a safe place to go and get medical care, good nutrition, and lots of attention.
Exactly. Now, what is the history behind our particular Humane Society?
Our Humane Society here in Jonesboro was started in 1971. It has grown from being in a very small single-wide trailer with a bunch of outside pens to pretty much a state-of-the-art indoor facility with lots of exercise room for the dogs to play, the cats to play. It's just a good shelter.
It is, and when I visited there to get the footage, it was beautiful on the inside. But personally, I want to know, why did you start with this organization specifically? What was your purpose behind that?
Well, I've worked with animals my entire adult life. I was a veterinary technician for 27 years. There was a position available out there for the director position. And we were trying to make some positive changes to the shelter, such as, you know, being a little bit, or quite a bit better than an animal warehouse.
Exactly.
We wanted to provide good medical care, being able to have a veterinarian on staff to where we could do on-site spays and neuters, vaccines, those kind of services.
Well, hey, that's a blessing right there. Now, speaking of the Humane Society, like I said, I've been out there, I volunteered there, and I cannot leave without thinking that I want to take all of them with me. But in your own words, what happens on a regular daily basis?
Well, our days begin with immediately at 7:30 a.m. We go in, we start cleaning up after all of the cats and dogs, getting them fed, getting them out into the exercise pens, and starting their day with good playtime.
Yeah. So hey, it's that simple. It's just like a big, huge family, like a daycare for animals.
It kind of is, yes. You know, in addition to getting that started, then okay, so what do we do with the rest of the day? Well, the rest of the day we take phone calls from the public. Either if they're needing to set up an appointment to have their own pet spayed or neutered, we're doing that. We're taking phone calls from folks that, for one reason or another, they're having to give up a pet, and we schedule them a time to come in. Then when they do come in, we take the animals back to our surgery room and start vaccinating them, making sure we're doing everything we can to keep them healthy while they're at the shelter.
Well, hey, we are thankful for you guys to be here in the city of Jonesboro. More from the Humane Society after this quick break. Welcome back to You, Me, and the Community. We have the Executive Director, Mrs. Margaret Shepard, here of the Humane Society, and joining her is a very, very special guest. Look at her. Go ahead and explain to our people, who do we have right here?
Well, this is Elizabeth, and she is a small terrier mix. We're not sure with what, but she's a really good dog. She's one of the dogs that we have up for adoption right now. We have quite a few. But she came to us as a stray. She was kind of found wandering around this neighborhood here in Jonesboro, and they couldn't find the owner, so now we have her up for adoption. Our vet has already spayed her. She's been tested for heartworm disease, which she's negative. She's received all of her vaccines, including her rabies. So the only thing anybody need to do to take her home is to get her started on her heartworm prevention.
Oh my gosh, she's so well behaved.
She is an awesome little dog.
It's almost as if she's in her own little seat. She's so comfortable.
We do work on basic obedience out at the shelter. Nothing too in-depth, but we want them to know how to sit and stay and not to jump up on people. And Elizabeth is a shining example of that. She was real easy to teach.
Well, hey, that's a great deal. Now, again, like I said, volunteering for Humane Society is a very great experience. I highly recommend it to anybody. But when you go there, it's so hard to say that you can't take them all home. But for those who can take them home, can you explain the adoption process?
They fill out a short adoption application, and it takes, you know, a couple hours probably to run it. It just depends on how quickly one of the employees can get on that.
Exactly.
Because we do have to verify where they live, and if they rent, make sure the landlord says it's okay that they have a pet.
Right.
So there's really not a lot to it, but what I want to stress to people, you know, people will go and get, say, a free puppy somewhere. Then you take it to the vet and you go through 3 rounds of vaccines and getting it spayed or neutered and deworming and defleed and all the things that we do out there can run upward of $400 to $500.
Oh, wow.
So our adoption fee for a fully vetted dog is $150.
Hey, that's a beautiful deal right there.
Yes.
It's really great. Now, for a person that's interested in volunteering, how easy it is for them to come out and actually start doing something?
It's very easy. We do have them sign a volunteer form, and it has on questions about what areas of the shelter you would like to volunteer with, whether it be working with dog training or assisting with bathing and getting the dogs ready to go to their new homes.
Right.
There's also, we're constantly having to clean up. When you have a lot of puppies, there's going to be a lot to clean up. So, we have people who come out and volunteer to do that, or just to sit and show attention to a dog or a cat.
Yeah.
That's what keeps them socialized and keeps them, highly adoptable. Everybody wants something that's going to do, just like Elizabeth's doing.
Well, hey, that's beautiful right now. Now, I know you have like a lot of past events, like fundraisers that you guys do, but this future thing, I hear something going on with Teriyaki Madness. What is that about?
Yes. Well, tomorrow from 10 a.m. until 1:30 p.m., John Anderson had invited us to come out. They will be giving away to the public free rice bowls, and they would ask that people make a donation to the Northeast Arkansas Humane Society.
Oh, wow.
We will have a table set up with information about our programs, ways to volunteer, and if they're interested in becoming a member, we'll have membership applications or information there.
It's a beautiful deal right there. I hope everybody goes out to, like I said, volunteer for the NEA Humane Society. Ladies and gentlemen, that looks like that concludes our show today. Once again, we are very thankful for Special Olympics and the NEA Humane Society for coming out to educate our audiences on their purposes for serving the community. Thank you all for watching, and thanks to Home Place Furniture for furnishing our set. Until next time, remember, it's not all about you, and it's not all about me, but it's about serving the community. So how will you serve? I'm your host, Jackie Gray. God bless.